Good morning. I'm Sharita J. Herring Oglesby, and this is the Youth Veterinarian Initiative with my co-partner, my co-host, Monique Wells. I'm here in Arkansas. Monique is coming to you all the way from Paris, France. And I have a very special guest that I want to introduce to you this morning. Excuse me, one moment. Why didn't I bring water out? Jeremiah Pouncy. He is a third-year pre-vet student that I'm really excited for us to have on today. And let me just give you a little bit of information about this young man. Jeremiah is an animal science major, entrepreneurship and chemistry minor, Lewis and Elizabeth Dowdy scholar. He is a Aggie Honors Ambassador, undergraduate research assistant and honor student at North Carolina Agriculture and Technical, that's A&T State University. Following A&T, Jeremiah, he's got a lot of plans, you guys, and he's on the track to make this. Jeremiah plans to attend vet school and specialize in exotic animals. After graduating college, his goal is to own exotic animal veterinarian practice where he'll incorporate a prosthetics division and rescue and rehabilitation division, while also incorporating a mental health program to help students deal with the stresses of school and life by connecting them with animals. His dream is to combine these components to advance not only the veterinary field, but also make the world a better place through clinical practice, research, conservation, and innovation. Now, while a passion for connecting and networking with diverse and unique people with special backgrounds and skill sets, his objective is to provide a place to help make their dreams a reality. He aims to make a difference, while aiming to make a difference, is going to include educational work in Africa by teaching youth about animals and the environment. And this is only a glimpse into the goals and objectives and accomplishments already of this wonderful young man. So Jeremiah, I want to thank you for being on with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. As you were saying, my name is Jeremiah Pouncy. I am a third-year animal science major and entrepreneurship and chemistry minor student at North Carolina A&T State University. Everything that Ms. Sharita was saying, all true. I'm going to dive into it a little bit more as we go on through this presentation. I'm going into my dreams, what I have done, and if you want to do the same thing as me, or if you just want to get to somewhere in the veterinary field like what I am doing, and just going to share my advice with you all. And if you're not part of the veterinary field, just trying to share some little tidbits of life that I can try and help you get to where you want to be with. So who am I? I'm Jeremiah Pouncy. I was born in Richmond, Virginia. I don't really remember anything from Richmond. I moved from Richmond when I was about 3, I believe. If that shows you anything about me not knowing anything about it. But from there, I moved to Fredericksburg, Virginia with my mom and my dad. Went to elementary school, middle school, high school, all in Fredericksburg. And I also have a little brother and a little sister that I grew up with. So I'm the oldest of 3 children. As I said before, I attend North Carolina A&T State University, and I was awarded the Lewis and Elizabeth Dowdy Scholarship, which is a full ride merit-based scholarship, majoring in animal science and minoring in entrepreneurship and chemistry. Some hobbies that I have are sports, whether it's playing sports, watching sports, coaching sports, anything involved with sports, I just love to do, whether it's football, basketball, soccer, just from a very young age. That's something that I've always been involved in, that I always like doing. I also like playing Xbox, video games, just because that's something that's fun to me. Also like dreaming, not in the literal sleeping when you're dreaming, but dreaming in what could be the future and what I can do later on in life, what's possible, because I truly believe that anything is possible. And I also am interested in investing. I just like money, and I also like being able to see my money grow without having to actually put in more work and more effort into making that money grow. Some passions that I have outside of the veterinary field, racial injustice, just growing up in America as a Black male, just seeing all the injustices that there are, whether it be in the education system, whether it be in the criminal justice system. I'm just trying to learn about those things and then also try and figure out how I can help solve those problems. I'm also interested in philanthropy, so giving money back into the community, which is also why I want to be able to own my business and generate a lot of revenue so I can give back to my community, give back to my people. I'm also interested in conservation in the environment. So like global warming, climate change, how I can do my part in helping spread awareness on that issue and then also slow that down. I'm also interested in mentorship, just something that I've loved doing since like middle school, high school, just being able to try and help the younger generation, all the younger students that are trying to get to where I am, be able to get to their dreams, be able to reach their goals. And I'm also interested in education. So like this, thank you for coming out here. I just want to be able to share my knowledge and then also knowledge that I have picked up from all the numerous people that I've met in my life today. And then also my dream, as Ms. Sharita was saying, I want to eventually get to vet school, go through vet school and specialize in exotic animals. After vet school, I look to open up my own veterinary practice. And if you can imagine the biggest hospital that you know, even bigger than the biggest hospital that you know, and have a division that's working with prosthetics, research, me doing exotic animals, somebody else doing small animals, somebody else doing large and farm animals, a mental health component, just a whole bunch of different things. Just making a place that anybody that wants their dream to come true, I'm being able to give them the space, place, and facility to do so. Because that's like my main passion about everything. I think that this is my way of doing it, having the passion for animals, becoming a vet. And just a little backstory. So I'm just not this college guy that wants to go to vet school and do all these things. Just want to give you guys a look into my life. Back in 8th grade, I was playing on my middle school football team. And during practice one day, I don't really remember how it happened, but I ended up getting a concussion. And that concussion put me out of school for, I think it was between a few weeks and a month. I can't really remember right. That may be effects from the concussion. I don't really know. But it changed everything from what I could do. Like I couldn't play sports outside. My sensitivity to noise was bad. I couldn't be on my phone. I couldn't watch TV. School was hard. It was hard to concentrate. And even to this day, it's harder to concentrate in school. It's harder to study. It's harder to take tests. There are just so many things in my life that had changed because of my concussion. And this is another area that I want to be able to pour into mental health, and then also just CTE research to make sure that anybody else that goes through this has what they need to be able to get through it, because I know firsthand how hard it is. So as I said, I grew up in Fredericksburg, Virginia. I graduated from Riverbend High School. That's my mom and that's my girlfriend. And throughout high school, I just wanted to share a few things, few experiences that I had inside and outside of the world of veterinary medicine. I started my own personal pet sitting business back in middle school, and I still do that to this day, just because I wanted a job and I didn't know how to get a job. So I was like, what if I just start my own pet sitting business? So I started pet sitting for a few people around my neighborhood, and I still pet sit for them to this day. I started volunteering at the SPCA, and it used to be that my mom had to also come with me because I was so young, but just trying to get involved with animals, that was like the main way that I could do that. And I was also part of the James Farmer Scholars Program from middle school to high school, which was a program for minorities, to be able to learn about Black history, learn sign language, learn all the different types of things that you would use in real life that you can't learn or that they don't teach in school, like Black history. You're learning the ins and outs of all of it. I was also part of Inspiring African American Males, also known as I AM, which was a mentorship program where us in the high school, we would go to the local elementary school and mentor some of the young Black male elementary school students, trying to help them with their schoolwork, help them reach their educational goals, their social life goals, and also just life goals in general. I mean, that's where I was able to fulfill my passion for mentorship. And I was also in a program called Youth in Philanthropy, which was a group that was selected by the Community Resource Center back in Fredericksburg. And we would review grants for nonprofit organizations and charities. And then we would do site visits, interview them. And then we would end up awarding a $10,000 grant. So basically donating $10,000 to the cause of their choice. I was also in national, oh yes.
Would it interrupt you too much if I ask you questions as you go?
Oh no, yeah. If anybody has any questions, you can ask any questions. I'd rather talk about what you guys have specific questions about. Then, yeah.
Because I was wondering when you said that about the concussion, so often young people think that, you know, especially like with sports, young men, they think, well, if they can't play sports, then, you know, it's all over. But you pivoted so, it seems like so seamlessly into the animals. Now, you did answer one of my questions because I was going to ask, did you have an interest before starting your pet sitting business? And you said that you, around what age did you start loving animals? And I'm thinking it seemed easy, but how easy was it for you to switch from doing sports and that kind of thing to just start focusing on animals?
So when I was like little, I remember when I used to want to be an architect, and then it shifted into a love for animals. One of the events that I remember the most is at a like bring your parents to work day. Somebody's parent was a vet. And it was like as simple as them just being able to work with animals was just so like amazing to me. So I was like, as long as I stay in school, do well in school, then I'll be able to play with animals when I get older. And that's like how simple it was for me back then, but now it's just evolved into like a even bigger thing. But I've just been interested in animals like all my life. So it was pretty easy to pivot, and my parents would always make sure that if I wanted to be involved in sports, that my grades had to be in check. So even outside of sports or school or anything, as long as my grades are in check, then I can do what I want to do. And what I wanted to do the most was be able to play sports. So make sure those grades were in check. But I also feel like grades, no matter whether you want to be a vet, no matter if you want to be an engineer, no matter what your dream is, no matter what your goal is, making sure that you have your education in check while you're a student is the most important thing, because that'll be your base to be able to stand on throughout the rest of your life, throughout anything. If anything happens, like for me, I got a concussion. In high school, I ran track, but then I got hurt. Being able to fall back on your education, be able to fall back on what you know and your knowledge, I feel like is a great tool that my parents instilled in me. I don't even know if that answered the question, but I try my best to.
Thank you.
No problem. Let's see. Also, while I was in high school, I was in a couple of national honor societies. I was in French National Honor Society and then also Math Honor Society. I also was taking advanced placement, AP classes, and dual enrollment DE classes, which I also recommend anybody once they get to the high school stage, or if they're in high school right now, to start doing those things because they really pay off. They really prepare you for college. And there will also be benefits in college with not having to take as many classes. There's just so many things I can say about that, but I would definitely say that's a good idea. And then, as I was saying, in high school, I ran spring and winter for the varsity track team at my high school as well. I'm just trying to stay active. After high school, I always knew that I wanted to go to college. I just love learning. I don't want to be in school forever, but I like school. I had 4 options. I had 4 that I was interested in: Virginia Tech, which is in Blacksburg, Virginia; Tuskegee University, which is at HBCU in Alabama; the University of Mary Washington, which is a local college in Fredericksburg; and then also North Carolina A&T, which is a HBCU in Greensboro. And as you all know, I decided to go to North Carolina A&T. That's where I am right now. Currently in my dorm. I love it here. It just felt like a community. It felt like I was at home, that I was appreciated, that I was supported by absolutely everybody. As you can see in the bottom right picture, these are some of the people that were in my scholarship program and another scholarship program. Just being able to see smart Black students, just all being passionate, all wanting to learn, everybody trying to go and accomplish their dreams and move forward in life was just amazing to see. And I didn't have that where I was from. So it was absolutely amazing being able to go to an HBCU, still at an HBCU now, wish I can stay at an HBCU for all of my schooling. Absolutely love it. And I initially came in majoring in animal science, but I picked up the entrepreneurship minor and chemistry minor this past year. So once I got on campus, I started getting involved, which I also think is a big thing if you want to get into the world of veterinary medicine. I was part of North Carolina A&T's pre-vet club, which, for example, like me, I want to go to vet school. Everybody that wants to go to vet school is able to be given opportunities that gets them on track to getting into vet school, whether it's being able to do spay and neuter surgeries, whether it's being able to hold a dog wash, being able to help out with the SPCA adoption, just being given different opportunities, being able to talk to different people that are veterinarians that want to be where I want to be in life. I was also in Manners and Collegiate Farm Bureau. Now, Manners stands for Minorities in Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Related Sciences. And it's just what it sounds like, just minorities in the field of agriculture, just being able to come together and try and make different things in the community happen, whether it's helping out small Black farmers, being able to educate them on economics, being able to educate them on new practices that are being done around the world that they might not have the knowledge of. Being able to have a food drive that is driven by Black farmers, and then being able to use that to be able to promote their business. Just a whole bunch of different things that Manners does, and also different competitions and professional development is also great. I'm also a Dowdy facilitator, which helps me tap into my mentorship. I, along with my other fellow Dowdy facilitator, we have a group of 4 freshman Dowdies, which are people that just got the scholarship this past year that are now freshmen coming to A&T. And we mentor them, helping them in their social life, just outside life, and then also especially school life, just being able to try and help them get towards their dreams, being able to give them the resources that we know. And I'm also an honors ambassador advocating for the Honors College and helping out with different events for the honors program at North Carolina A&T. Another way that I got into like getting involved in the world of veterinary medicine while here at North Carolina A&T is through this company, Loop Abroad. Especially during COVID, a lot of vet clinics were closed down. As you know, doctors' offices were closed down. Vet clinics are the same way. They didn't have many patients being able to come in. So I tapped into Loop Abroad, and they offered virtual courses from around the world, which were absolutely amazing. For example, this top picture right here, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but the top picture is from a prosthetics course that I took this past winter, and it was based in Thailand and at the Elephant Nature Park. And right now they're putting a prosthetic leg on one of the elephants that lost their leg. That was just an amazing experience, being able to see something that I want to do, like actually being done out in the world, and especially it being in a different country like Thailand, which I want to be able to visit someday. It's just amazing seeing how they do things, the different culture over in Thailand. And they also didn't just focus it on veterinary medicine things. They also tried to like envelop us in the culture, take us to different museums, monuments, religious places, just everything to try and get us to feel what Thailand actually feels like as if we were actually there. So those different experiences are absolutely amazing. Some of the other pictures in the top right, this was a program that I did last spring, which was based in Belize at a raptor center. it was just amazing how their facility works. It's completely off the grid, all based off of solar power. And they do a lot of work for not what you would usually cost for the actual like labor that they labor and work that they do. They make it cheaper so that more people can have access to it. And as you can see right now, they're doing work on a barn owl that broke its wing. So they're adding a splint to the wing. So that was also really cool. Same exact thing, just being able to envelop us in the culture of Belize. And then also down here on the bottom, I did a virtual course at the Lorry Park Zoo in South Africa. And in that was like really amazing. This cat right here is a black-footed cat. No, it's not a house cat. It's a very endangered cat, actually. We did a whole bunch of research on the cats. We would watch footage, be able to track what they were doing, track their actions. And then we were able to make they're able to make a husbandry manual, which is basically a guide to be able to take care of these cats since there's not much information on them, and be able to make sure that when they're in captivity, when they're being protected, since they're endangered, that they're able to survive, that they're able to have the life that they're supposed to live. And this picture is from like literally 2 weeks ago. The first birth of a black cat in captivity just happened at Lorry Park, in partial due to the data that we collected and the husbandry manual that we helped develop, which was just amazing. Like all the different things that you can do, the real impacts in this world that you can have as long as you just go out and do things, be exposed. So Thailand, Belize, and South Africa, all from just sitting in my dorm or at home. There are just so many opportunities out there that you can get involved with. So just go for them if you, yes.
I'm so glad to hear you say that, because it sounds like to me that the experience was just as enriching. Even though it was virtual, you felt like you were there and you were very involved.
Yes, very much so.
Good, good, good. All righty, sir, continue.
Okay, so veterinary school aspirations. So I'm still doing all this stuff in college and much more, but the end goal of everything that I'm doing right now, all the grind that I'm putting in right now, is to be able to get to vet school, whether it be in California at University of California, Davis, whether it's in Florida at the University of Florida, through veterinary college over in the UK, Kansas State, University of Sydney over in Australia. There's a whole bunch of different vet schools, but that's like where my mind is right now, just being able to get to vet school and specialize in exotic animals, being able to work with kangaroos, koalas, pandas, sea turtles, all the crazy animals, all the animals that you don't see every day, being able to work with them, be able to have a bond with them, being able to make them have help them have a happier life, a better life. Yeah, that's my thing. I love exotic animals. It's just really cool to me. I hope that you guys think it's cool too. But I don't know. So what else I've been doing outside of the world of veterinary medicine? This taps into like my entrepreneurship side, my business side, wanting to own my own practice. So I do a whole bunch of different stuff with owning my own business now. I self-published my first book, Awakening of the End, on Amazon last September. So just a little bit over a year from now. So wrote my book and then published on Amazon, went through that whole process, which was really fun, really cool. Definitely want to keep on publishing books. This was a fiction book, sci-fi. I also want to publish nonfiction books as well. I also started a renewable energy project for North Carolina A&T called the NCAT Blue and Gold, which are our school colors, going green. Getting electric vehicle charging stations on campus, getting the diesel shuttle bus fleet converted to electric shuttle buses, and getting solar panels on the dorm buildings. And I'm working with the director of parking and transportation here at North Carolina A&T on that, and his executive assistant in procurement. But I bring this up just to show that no matter what point you are in your life, no matter what you want to accomplish, that as long as you go out, as long as you're asking, trying to bring attention to what you feel like needs to be changed, if you have a drive, if you have a passion for something, just go do it. Just talk to absolutely everybody. I was emailing like Tesla. I was emailing just all the biggest charging station companies, all the biggest solar panel companies, and a lot of them didn't respond, but some of them did. And now I'm able to have this project ongoing. So just go for it. You're going to get told no, but even if you get told no, if you have a true passion for something, if you really want to be able to change something or make something happen, then you have to be able to take that no, look past it, be like, okay, and then go forward with what you want to be able to do. A couple things that I'm doing right now. I just got accepted into the 2021-2022 NFL HBCU Experience-ship, working with the NFL, and it's a mentorship and an experience-ship in the field of business and sports entertainment with the NFL. My specific mentor works with monetization, media. So if you see any commercials from the NFL about the Super Bowl, about any games, if you see a story post on the NFL, if you see Pepsi making a commercial with the NFL, any of that goes through him and his team. So just being able to get experience in that side of business and then also use those connections. And then also the Developmental Advocacy program, also known as DAP, that I co-founded with my freshman roommate. And we have a bunch of our friends that we have built our leadership team around, just trying to, with the purpose of connecting leaders in the community with volunteers in order to create meaningful action. So say if you have an idea for hosting a food drive, then we'll be able to have some volunteers that are interested in food insecurity and want to be able to volunteer for the food drive and be able to put you guys in contact to be able to go and have the food drive, make the food drive happen, make the change that you want, whatever dream you have come true. And as I'm saying, like, that's like my main thing, whatever dreams that anybody has, anybody ideas that anybody has, just trying to help them be able to make those happen. And then this summer, strictly just by talking to people and networking, which I'll hit on later, I'm had the chance to be able to go to Ghana, which I will be there from May 27th to June 12th with one of my professors and some people that he knows that they wrote through a grant. So I don't have to pay for anything. And it just happened by having a meeting with my professor, which was supposed to be 30 minutes, that turned into a 2-hour conversation. And this just shows even more so that as long as you're going to, if you're talking to people, if you're trying to network, if you're telling them what you want to do, that they'll try their best to be able to make what you want happen. They'll try their best to be able to put you in the right position to make things happen, as long as you show them that you're doing what you need to. And also, I had the chance to be able to go to the Maldives. So I'm developing a study abroad program with a vet that I know. I'm trying to develop a study abroad program in the Maldives. So hopefully, as long as COVID permits it, I'll be able to go to the Maldives and do some vet work as well this summer. So I just wanted to hit on a few keys that you can apply in your world of pre-vet. If you're not in pre-vet, just absolutely any area of life that I just feel like, I don't know, that I use. Number one, to always live by my dreams, because I believe that anything and everything is possible, no matter if it's the craziest thing in the world. If I think that that I can make a portal, or that portals can be possible, I believe that portals can be possible. So if somebody comes to me like, oh, I want to be able to make a portal, then I'll be like, okay, let's figure out how to make that happen. Just because I feel like if you had an idea, or if you want to make change on something, if you feel that this is right, that there's always, you had that thought for a reason. So just being able to go forward with that, go through with that, and try and make that happen is like my biggest thing. Makes me happy. If everybody's dreams were fulfilled, everybody would be happy. So I'm gonna do my part in that. So never shut down your dreams. Number two, networking is a secret key to life-changing opportunities and relationships. So talk to everybody, like absolutely everybody. I wouldn't have this opportunity if I didn't talk to anybody. This is like, it's crazy. I was talking to a professor at Kansas State's vet school, and he put me in contact with Dr. Wells. and that's why I'm here today. But there was no, like, you can't predict that I'm going to email somebody a few states away that'll put me in contact with somebody across the entire world to be able to come and speak with you guys today. I wouldn't be able to go to Ghana this summer. I wouldn't be able to go to Maldives this summer if I wasn't talking to people, if I wasn't networking. So I would say definitely try and apply networking, just talking to your own lives, just because there's so many opportunities, there's so many things that you can do. So I would say just talk. Also 3, everyone has feelings just like me. So work to understand others, to be able to have patience, be able to understand that if you're trying to communicate something in one way, that you also need to look at how somebody else is going to take that. Not just say something just all willy-nilly. Also have thought behind what you say, have meaning and intention behind what you say, and always make sure that it's good intention. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. Just live by that. 4, and also these are in no particular order. It is okay to say no, like absolutely, in any situation in life, whether it's personal, social, relationships, education, absolutely anything. If you feel stressed out, if you feel like you're stretching yourself too thin, trying to do too many opportunities, it is absolutely okay to say no. I feel like that's the strongest word that has like a negative connotation, but in reality, it shouldn't have such a negative connotation. It gives you power. So just being able to say no, not saying say no to everything, but if it doesn't make you happy, if you don't want to do it, then you have the power to say no. Don't feel bad about saying no. And the last one, the most precious commodity is time. I think that time is the most like valuable thing. Just because you can get anything back, but time, you cannot get time back. So invest your time, invest in those relationships. Same thing, invest in networking, invest in trying to make your dreams come true, invest in your education, invest in anything that you want to be able to do, whether it's like getting into the gym or becoming more knowledgeable on a subject. I don't know. Just, yeah, the most precious commodity is time. Those are like my 5 keys in no particular order. And I also just started a Instagram page at Through Jeremiah's Eyes. I just feel like everybody in this world has a unique perspective. Everybody has a unique take on everything in this world. So I just want to be able to share mine with all the different stuff that I'm doing. Like I have a passion for animals, but I also wrote a book because I want to be able to write books and be an author. I'm also working with the NFL because it would be cool to work with the NFL. I'm going to Ghana because I think it's cool to go to. So just like a whole bunch of different stuff. But like the way that I see things, I feel like is unique, just like everybody else's. So I decided to make a Instagram page, also be getting on TikTok, just creating some short form video content, just to share all the different experiences that I'm doing, be able to try and get other people involved, and just like share my perspective on the world, all the different things that I do. So if you would like to, it would be great if you followed my Instagram at Through Jeremiah's Eyes and turn on post notifications and share, please, and like all the posts. Of course, if you like them, comment your thoughts. If you want to see something, just let me know. If you have questions about an opportunity that I had, then just DM me and I can try and put you in contact with who you need to be. Or if you're not at the correct age, if you're not in high school and you can't do something that only high school students can do, then I'll try and help you find out something for middle school. If you're in a high school looking for college, then I can help you get in contact with the people that you need to, just to be able to make anything that you want happen. And it can be in the world of veterinary medicine, like I said, or it can be in business. It can be in absolutely anything because everybody has many passions. So I'm open to helping everybody. But yeah, Instagram. And then a quote that I live by. I don't know why, when I was writing my book, it was just a quote that I thought of. If you always dream and believe, you'll always grow and achieve. And now it's like all around my room. It's on my phone. It's just something that I live by. So yeah, I feel like if you dream and believe that something can happen or that you want something to happen, then you'll be able to achieve that. You'll be able to grow from it. But yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, I don't know how to like wrap it up, but yeah.
Jeremiah, can you start sharing your screen so that we can see everyone and then people can ask questions? We also have something in the chat. So go ahead,
Typically,
Jeremiah, and I'll
please
check
need
on
to
you.
send out key information regarding your visit via email. Do you happen to have an email address?
Wait, could you repeat your question?
All right, let's see. Are there any questions? I was asking, are there any questions?
Thought we heard somebody talking just now.
Yeah, so it's
I think they were in the background. I was looking to see if I need to mute someone.
Okay. Jeremiah, this is Monique Wells speaking. Jeremiah, you and I have we've done this before. You've rehearsed your talk with me before. Excellent job. As I knew you would do an excellent job, but I'm just even more inspired by everything that I've heard you say today, even though I knew already what you were going to say, because there are now others who have heard it also and who are going to hear it when they listen to this recording. And I want to ask you, have you met any young Black boys are by definition young, or young men who have expressed an interest in veterinary medicine or in animals in general, or in anything that you have been doing based upon your outreach as a potential mentor?
Thank you for I like the compliments and everything, and thank you for also having me. I would say yes. I talk about like everything that I do, so from veterinary medicine all the way to business, all that different type of stuff. But right now with the mentorship program that I'm in, it's mostly in college. Just being able to help all the freshmen and underclassmen be able to get into opportunities, male and female. I'm just being able to get the opportunities that I've been able to take advantage of. And then also talking to some administrators back at my high school, trying to get some students involved if they want to go along the veterinary track. But yeah, I feel like that's like the main thing with my mentorship right now, just trying to tap into absolutely anything and everything that I can, whether it's in veterinary medicine, business, just trying to get to college in general, education in general. But yeah, again, I don't know if I answered your question, but I tried my best. I feel like I go off topic, but yeah.
You did answer my question. Thank you.
Well, Jeremiah, I think that the information you're providing, especially as a young man, is going to be very beneficial, not only for those that hear you now, but those that will hear the recording. Because as we were talking, Monique and I and Danielle and some of the educators just yesterday, the veterinarian field, there's over 124,000 veterinarians in the US, but less than 3% are African American. And so for you to have the tenacity that you have and that you demonstrate as a young man, and with you continuously reaching out to young people, I think that you're going to be very significant in bringing more into the field, because what we're finding, without someone seeing themselves and without someone just knowing that they have the ability, just for you to say, talk, just talk, that's going to be very empowering for young people. And I want to congratulate you on just your spirit of never giving up and having the courage. I also want to thank your parents, because obviously they are very instrumental. I'm sure that they've done just a great job with your siblings, but I applaud them and I encourage other parents to encourage your youth to go after their dreams and not worry about is anyone else doing it. And then one other thing I want to say, the power of no, for you to have the ability to not only be able to say no with conviction, but to teach others that it's okay to say no. So all of that, instead of it being a question, I just want to applaud you and thank you again for being on, and thank you for your tenacity and all of what you're doing.
Thank you so much. And yes, parents, mom and dad, thank you for coming and instilling in me all the stuff that you did, because I would not be here if it was not for you guys. Thank you for everybody for like coming out and everything. I see a few faces in here that I know, so thank you. And then also, I don't know, this whatever I said and everything, just like, I know I may be younger than some people, I know some people I'm older than, but I just hope that my words like impacted you in some way, that you can take something away from what I talked about. whether you're interested in veterinary medicine or not. I just want to be able to positively impact everybody's lives. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. If you guys have any questions, you can ask questions. If you guys have any more opportunities to like speak, or if you guys are interested in any opportunities, if you want to reach out to me, anything, then you can.
I want to ask Michelle Griffin to come off mute if you're there, Michelle, because she was telling us yesterday that she wants her son to go to North Carolina A&T. And I think, Michelle, are you there? Can you come off mute?
I am here. I'm not going to show my face only because it's Saturday, cleaning and running around, so I'm not camera ready. But
Okay.
I was on A&T's campus this summer doing a tour. It was a self-guided tour with my son and my husband. So I was just typing in the chat. I wanted you to talk a little bit about how you prepared for college and specifically to make sure you gain access into A&T. I mean, it's a pretty competitive HBCU, so I applaud you for getting in. So can you speak a little bit about what you had to do to ensure you got in? And specifically, I don't know if A&T does this, but certain schools do, where you have to not only get in, but get into your specific school, your major. So can you address that a little?
Yes, and thank you for the question. Just getting prepared, I was saying like everything that I did through like middle school and high school, I always had an intention behind what I was doing. I'm making sure that if I'm spending my time doing something that is going to further me and push me towards getting into A&T. Always making sure that my grades are in check, being able to make sure that I study, because I used to not have to study, but making sure that I study and actually put in the extra time, extra effort, just to be able to get to where I needed to be. Looking at the different acceptance rates, looking at the different GPA averages from the last class, getting involved, I feel like that's like a really big thing, because you can be as book smart as you want to be. You can be able to read and recite a textbook, encyclopedia, dictionary. You can do any of that, but if you don't have the experience, those are what really count, is what I believe. That's what I've seen through all the different opportunities that I get. I may not be the best academic student. I think I'm a great academic student, but I feel like in the realm of experiences and doing stuff outside of school that are still involved in education and where I want to be in the future, I feel like I can talk about that. For example, like right now, I can tell you guys about the different stuff that I can do, as opposed to telling you about what the water cycle is, what the reproductive cycle is. Being able to tell you the actual experiences, the actual applications of my education. And that's what they had on, when you have to like submit college essays or questions, they always ask for specific experiences, because they have your transcript, they have all that, they have your grades, everything. But in the interviews and the college essays, they're going to be asking about you as a person. They're going to be asking about your experiences. So I would say, like, advice for getting ready for college, I would say get as much experience outside of the classroom that you can, and try and broaden your horizons, interact with different people, network. If the college is having a event, for example, like a tour or open house, go and visit as well, because that can tell you a lot. There are some colleges that I thought were amazing online, but when I went and visited, it wasn't the same vibe. It wasn't the same culture. I knew that I didn't want to go there, that I wouldn't fit in there. There was one more thing. What was it? I forgot the last thing, but yeah, those two things for sure. I would say definitely help prepare me. Oh yeah, and then also being able to like take a step back from just being in middle school or being in high school and being like, okay, classes are hard right now, but where do I need to be in the future? Setting goals and getting into like using a calendar and time management, I feel like are really big things, and also staying ahead of the game. So don't wait till the last minute to apply to a school, because sometimes there are early admissions, and those also give priority. So those also increase chances. So there are always little things that you can do that either not everybody knows about, or people aren't going to go through that extra effort of doing. And you may think that everybody's going to do it because it's so easy, but if you fall into thinking that not everybody's going to do it, then you're going to limit yourself. And I say that same thing with scholarships. Just apply to absolutely everything that you can, because you could never know what you can get. I applied to a scholarship, and I ended up getting a full ride, but I did not know that I was going to get a full ride. We're just applying to absolutely everything, and scholarships can add up. Even if it's like $500 here, $1,000 here, another $1,000 here, all of them are going to add up. It's always money. So that's another thing that I would say in preparation for college. Apply to every scholarship that you can see, and also know what you want. Don't go somewhere just because it's a name. And also, if you're a minority, I would say look at HBCUs. HBCUs sometimes have a bad rap about having bad education or bad culture, everything. But I can tell you firsthand, that's all a lie. All these people are like, it's like a family here. They just, I don't know. It's crazy. It's like I've known these people forever, but I've only been here for like 2 years. So yeah, that's what I would say. Again, I don't know if I answered your question, but
You thoroughly answered my question. Because my next question was going to be about scholarships, but you addressed that as well. So yes, you did a great job answering my question, and I'm a proud HBCU alum from Howard University. So I know exactly what you mean, because these relationships stay with you for life. So thank you so much. You did a great job answering my question.
Good, good. Michelle, please tell our audience who you are and where you, please.
Sure. My name is Michelle Griffin. I work for Marion P. Thomas Charter School, which is a charter school that is based in Newark, New Jersey. It is 3 schools, 2 elementary schools, a STEAM Academy, K-8, another elementary school, PAC, which stands for Performing Arts and Culinary Academy, which is pre-K-8, and then we have our High School of Culinary and Performing Arts. And this charter school was founded by a group of Newarkers who look like the majority of people that I see on this Zoom session, and it is 22 years old. So that goes like, we can do anything because a group of people got together in a church and decided to start a school. And this school is now 22 years old and responsible for educating people like Jeremiah, who are now in college, and some of our first students who went to the school have their own families now. So I work for the school in developing partnerships, marketing, communications. So Monique actually befriended our co-founder, who has since retired, and I have benefited from all of the connections that Monique has brought my way, including this one.
Wow, outstanding, and thank you. And thank you, Monique. You know, and I've got to give some credit to Monique also. Jeremiah, where you say just talk, Monique and I were being honored at this women's event in San Francisco. And when I met her, I was just blown away with her spirit. And we talked a little bit, and we communicated, emailed back and forth. And then some years later, we connected again. And it's because of that. And I kept seeing this woman is a vet pathologist, you know, and I have always loved animals, but I'm not a vet. I can't do what you guys do, even looking at the blood. I mean, I don't even cut up chicken, but it's through Monique. That's something that I've always wanted to do, which is be more involved with vets and animals, that we were able to even launch this YVI program. So I'm so grateful for Monique in a lot of ways, because that's how I've met a lot of you, and that we're going to be able to expose more young people to this field, and also link veterinarians, and also help low-income farmers and those that need vet services. So so many of us are connected now through our wonderful colleague, Monique Wells. And so thank you. And again, Jeremiah, thank you for being on today, and all of you. We're coming up on the hour, but Jeremiah, or is there anything else, or any other questions, or Monique, comments?
I just think this is fabulous. I would like to know if Lucy, Leah, and Sherry would just like to come off mute for a second, just introduce them, just to say hi. You don't have to come onto the camera if you don't want, just to say hi and say where you're calling from. Are y'all able to do that? Lucy Pearsall Finch?
Oh, I can.
We could.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lucy Pearsall Finch. I'm a junior at North Carolina A&T, and I personally know Jeremiah. So, incredible person and great speaker. So, just supporting.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Leah. Hi there.
You're on mute, dear.
Hi, my name is Leah. I think that what you said was really inspiring, and it was really cool how you want to work on exotic animals, and I really love animals. I have a pet dog of my own, so yeah.
Where are you calling from,
And where
Leah?
are
I'm in Richmond, kind of.
Richmond, Virginia?
Not in like Virginia, but I'm not exactly sure where it is, but yeah, it's called Richmond.
Okay.
And thank you
okay.
for
Okay.
coming and
I
everything.
see
And
that
also
we
thank you for saying all that.
Yeah.
Mr. James Pouncy, let us hear you.
James Pouncy?
Yes.
Bruh.
Yes, I'm Jeremiah's father, so it's very, I'm very proud to see all he does, and he never stops. I ask all the time, when do you go to sleep? Because he always has some sort of idea. When he comes home, he continuously, talk to my wife and his brother and sister about all the ideas and what they need to be doing. So I'm very proud of my son, Jeremiah.
All right. Wonderful.
I have a question
We
for
applaud-
Mr. Pouncy. Do we have time?
Sure, go ahead.
Yes.
Mr. Pouncy, what did you do, especially when Jeremiah was younger, to just motivate him, steer him in the right direction, keep him on track? I know some kids are self-motivated, but to give some advice to parents, was there anything that you did to motivate Jeremiah?
Me as a father, I have to, because I work all the time, and I really have to give a lot of the credit to my wife Raquel. She should be on this call as well,
Mhm.
because she did a lot of the stuff, and she still does, with our younger two, as far as preparing Jeremiah, pushing him, when he didn't necessarily want to try as hard as he should. She just, that little extra nudge. And, all of the college tours and stuff like that, he went to. Sometimes I was able to take off and go with him, but a lot of times it was just Jeremiah and my wife and my youngest daughter and my son, that she pulled around with Jeremiah. But just most of the credit should go to my wife, Raquel. But it was a
Okay.
team effort, but it's most of it to Raquel.
And Miss Raquel, are we going to hear from you? Thank you, Mr. Pouncy.
Yes.
My husband's so funny. I too am not camera ready too. So
Okay.
yes, what I would say as a parent is not to allow your child not to do something. The application process for all the different scholarships that I would find, I would tell Jeremiah what he needed to do as far as writing the essays and such. And then as a parent, I would make sure that it was all accumulated and mailed out. So it's kind of a team effort. He did his part, I did my part, and it's worked out for us. Since being at A&T, all I have to do is send Jeremiah opportunity. Hey, look at this. I think you might like this, or I think this may fit. And he does all the work. So, but Jeremiah is an incredible son. He has an incredible mind, and we're just ultimately extremely proud of him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Sherry Sadler, can you come off
Any
mute and just say
questions?
where you're calling from? There she is.
Hello, I
Hello.
am the proud godmother, and
Ooh.
Jeremiah has always been, like I say, into reading. He's just very intelligent. I can't say anything else, and I'm just proud of him. That's all I can say. I'm just very proud of him.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Danielle, you can just come off again and say, we've already talked to you a little bit, but tell everybody where you're from and what you're
Hello,
doing.
everyone. My name is Danielle Corbin. I am a 6th grade science teacher and urban gardening teacher from New York.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you everyone for being on. And again, Jeremiah, we just are so proud of you. And I'm looking forward, and I'm sure all of us are looking forward to the great things. You know what? I'm going to have to purchase a few of your books so that we can award them to some of our students. So I don't know how I missed that about your book. I didn't see it, I guess, in your bio, but congratulations on being already a young author. And I'll make sure and go and purchase a couple of your books, and I will join you on Instagram. And everyone else, if you're on Instagram, please join them and encourage young people to join them, because I can't wait to hear what's happening through the eyes of Jeremiah. So Jeremiah, anything else? And how can they reach you? Do you want them to just go to your Instagram, or anything else you want to provide?
I just want to say thank you so much for everybody for like support, everything. I would not be here. Whether it's from my parents, godparents, friends, connections, everything. It's like, thank you just for like giving me this platform. And also anybody watching the recording, thank you also for taking the time out for watching it. And also Leah, thank you for coming. Thank you for saying that I was inspiring and all that, because that makes me feel good. That makes me know that like, I'm not like just talking just to be talking. Like I'm happy that I actually was able to inspire you. And if you have anything that like opportunities that you want to be able to do, or if you have any interests that you want to be able to talk about, you can reach out to me on Instagram. I can also put my email in the chat if anybody wants to reach out that way, just to like try and help out. And it can be about vet stuff, or it can be about just like general life stuff, like why I have the mindset that I do, or like how to go about contacting somebody, or college, or professional life, or if you want to do something business wise, or if you're thinking about being an author, literally absolutely anything, you can reach out to me. And definitely please follow my Instagram and share it. You can also DM me on there. That'll probably be the quickest response. But yeah, just thank you guys all for listening. And yeah, thank you for the support. Like genuinely. Thank you.
Michelle is asking, what is your Instagram name?
Through Jeremiah's eyes, I just do it in the chat.
Good.
Great.
Through
And
Jeremiah's eyes. Great.
Jeremiah, I'm sure that Monique would agree. We would love to have you come back again and to give us an update on what you're doing. And so
For sure.
I'm sure that our community would appreciate hearing from you again.
Absolutely.
Right, we can definitely set that up.
Particularly with regard to your travels, because when we kicked off the Youth Veterinarian Initiative, one of the things that I was stressing, and then a few people who came after stressed, is that this profession can allow you to travel, and you can get paid for traveling. So if you have any interest in that at all, it's something to keep in mind. You can craft your veterinary career so that you can travel. Thank you so much again, Jeremiah. Thank you everybody for coming out. I mean, I have no words. It's just so inspiring.
Yes, and I want to thank everyone also. If there aren't any more questions, this has been our Youth Veterinarian Initiative YVI for today. And I just want to thank again our special guest, Jeremiah Pouncy, who is just an awesome, awesome young man. And we look forward to seeing what you're going to be doing in the future. Everyone else, thank you so much for being on. Have an absolutely fabulous weekend, and love an animal today because it will make you have a brighter tomorrow. This is Sharita Herring Oglesby. Have a good one.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Trying to see how to close. It's not letting me close.
How do you close? Oh.
It's trying. I'm trying to do it here.
Just
Like my screen is frozen.
turn off the recording. Can you turn off the recording?